Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be making a puff pastry pizza. It's super quick to prepare but yet tastes really good, so let's get started. So here I have a large baking dish, and basically this is going to cook like an upside down cake. So we're going to start with all of the vegetables, lay the puff pastry on top, bake it, and then flip the whole thing out. These are all the toppings we're going to be using. So we have 2 bell peppers, 1 shallot, 7 tomatoes, some cilantro leaves, 2 cloves of garlic, about half a cup of corn, and 1.5 cups of mushrooms. And then we have the puff pastry sheet. But first though, I'm just going to cut these bell peppers into bite-sized pieces and then lightly saute them with the mushrooms just to soften them, and everything else can go into the oven raw. So with the bell peppers, I'm just cutting off 1 slice of each one and then cutting them into bite-sized pieces. And then with the mushrooms, just make sure that each one is a bite-sized piece. So I'm going to take those and then put them in a pan with a little bit of oil. A little bit of oil in the pan on medium heat. And then the bell peppers and mushrooms go in. Just make sure that every single one is coated nicely and then just let them sit there and reduce. While the mushrooms and bell peppers are sauteing, now's a good time to prepare the other vegetables. So with the shallot, I'm just going to cut it in half and then cut it into thin slices. With the garlic, I'm just going to finely chop it, and then with the tomatoes, just simply cut them in half. Before we start assembling the pizza, make sure to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The mushrooms and bell peppers have cooked almost all the way through, so now I'm going to prepare the baking dish. The first thing to do is just slightly grease the baking dish with some oil. So I'm just pouring a little bit in, and this is so that the pizza doesn't stick to it when we want to flip it out later. Once that's well coated, go ahead and add all the vegetables. So now once that's in, I'm just adding a little bit more oil on top, and then also some salt if you want. And then just use your hands and mix everything really well. Once those are all mixed, make sure you arrange it into a rectangle formation, because then we're going to be laying the puff pastry on top. Okay, so I got a sheet of puff pastry, and it's about the same size as the rectangle that we just made. So now I'm going to lay it on top. And then once it's laid on top, tuck in the edges. Now that everything inside is secure, you can use your fingers and palms just to increase the surface area of the pizza itself. You want to make sure you tuck it in first though, otherwise all the vegetables will just come out. Alright, this is ready to be baked. The oven just preheated to 400 degrees, and now I'm going to go ahead and put this in. So puff pastry is a great example of under-promise and then over-deliver, because even though it looks really small right now, it's going to puff up a lot in the oven and it'll become really crispy. So now I'm just going to wait for about half an hour, and by then it should be done. The pizza is currently in the oven baking, but in the meantime, if you want, you can grate some cheese to put on top later. But you don't need it though, because it tastes great without it, but if you want, you can put some on top. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to grate some Gruyere right now. It's been 30 minutes and the whole thing is done now. Now using a spatula, just go around the edges and loosen them. Now we're going to flip it, so place a big cutting board on top, get a good grip on the sides, and then just flip it. So you could stop here without cheese, or if you want, you can put a little bit on top, and then we're going to put it back in the oven and just broil the top. So I put it back in the baking dish the right way around, and now we're going to put it in the oven and just broil it on top so the cheese melts. But it's all going to happen really quick, so make sure you keep watching it. And there we go, the cheese is melted on top. That only took about 2 minutes. So now I'm going to take it out of this and put it on a plate, and we'll just finish it up with some cilantro leaves and some red chili flakes. So with these cilantro leaves, I'm just going to be spreading them all over the top of the pizza. And then just slightly, I'm sprinkling some red chili flakes on top. And there we go, it's all done. Of course, this one is loaded with veggies, but keep in mind that you can change the toppings to whatever you like, and it's almost guaranteed to taste good. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, make sure to drop a like, comment below, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week. Bye.